Welcome to the number 3 podcast. As we wrap up the weekend, let me just say, high school football starting. I think the first games were Thursday. They have really got my blood flowing. So as we wrap up the weekend, I'm gonna probably do a sports show, probably later on tonight or maybe in the morning, and try to get it out by the weekend, by the end of the weekend. I'm feeling good, y'all. High school football has gotten me there. I wish college football would get me there, but hasn't yet. Anyway, I'm gonna have a conversation today about something it just won't go away. Just won't go away. And listen, it gives people who live on the internet content, something to talk about. Gives people who are on the internet something to listen to. And listen, I'm all for that. Me personally, when the situations like this, and I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony. When it comes to situations like this, this should have come to a conclusion, which we all thought it did, with him getting 35 years in prison. But it's back in the news. And as many of the people who I follow on social media have stated in their articles, it's bombshell news. Bombshell. So let's get started. So we all know the backstory. Carmelo Anthony, the kid out of Frisco, Texas, stabbed the Metcalf kid at a track meet in the heart. We've had a year of debate. We've had psychopaths threaten the Metcalf family, threaten people online. And listen, that's clickbait, in my opinion. A lot of that crap you see on the internet is clickbait. But in real life, you have had people arrested, and you had protests and all that good stuff. So the Carmelo Anthony boy was convicted. He was sentenced to 35 years in prison. Now here's the bombshell. And like others, I feel that a lot of this information should have come out during the trial. But I can understand. So the defense and the prosecutors had a gentleman's agreement. And let me repeat that, just in case you didn't understand what I was saying. The prosecutors and the defense attorneys had a gentleman's agreement that certain information wouldn't get out during the trial. Maybe they were thinking it may warp, some jurors' mind. Definitely would cause blowback on the internet. That's 100%. So that's why I'm kind of sort of okay. I understand. And also publicly. Now this is the news. So they had news that the Metcalf kid has had a history of bullying. Which, listen, this is a big dude. High school bullying to me is more severe in other people's mind than in my mind. I saw bullying. Hell, when I was in the 7th grade, I was bullied. They used to call me Blinky and Bumpy Face because I had pimples. It kind of affected me, but after the 3rd or 4th time, I laughed with them. And I think I've told the story before. And they called me Blinky because I wore glasses. Anyway. So bullying, in my eyes, is not the same as you guys or whoever else may think of bullying. Because, listen, you're going to get that one chance to bully me. I might give you another one. After that, it ain't going to be no more. That's just the way that's just the way I and other men, true men, think. But anyway, I digress. There was also there's also reports that he had a history of using, I guess, racist rhetoric I don't know what that means. Maybe he said the N-word in a rap song a couple of times. I don't know. But they said that is a history. And then also a history of maybe an arrest he was cited on graffiti that may have contained racist rhetoric. Okay. For the Metcalf family, okay, my kid was murdered. Now, I look at it, I'm talking about the father. I'm looking at him as my kid, an upstanding kid, got a beautiful, bright future. This little bit of news get out, it may warp, it may, put a little shadow in the jurors' minds, definitely in social media's mind, and maybe the public. On the other side, on the flip side, on the Carmelo Anthony dude, this dude is a little psychopath. Now, apparently, his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend, when she broke up with him, he was obsessed with her. He stalked her. She actually went to the principal or maybe some other authority and said, hey, man, this dude, he's crazy. He's stalking me. He's also said that all he thinks about is guns and knives and want to stab people and want to shoot people. Now, this is why I refer to him as a little psychopath. I've had breakups in my time when I was a kid. So have many other my friends, so have many of you. When you get to the point where you want to hurt somebody or yourself because of a breakup, a high school breakup, yeah, there's something wrong, man. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I know y'all going to think I'm lying. When the body cam first came out about when the police arrived and they first confronted Carmelo Anthony and he was crying, you know what? Now listen, I spent a lot of years in law enforcement and I know the criminal element, but that's the vibe I got from him. As an investigator, if I was on the case, that would have been the first thing. His reaction, the sound of his voice. This is more than a little incident that happened at a track meet or happened at a high school. It's more to it. I felt it in my heart. You don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you the truth. So, come to find out, he had these psychotic tendencies. He wanted to hurt somebody. He wanted to stab somebody. He wanted to shoot somebody. So he did go to this track meet to cause harm. Maybe he just wanted to get back at his girlfriend or maybe the dude who took her from him. I don't know. But I heard it in his voice. And he had a motive going into that track meet. So I said all that to say this because, my beautiful social media guys, they said this is a bombshell because they're trying, all this information is coming up because they're trying to get a retrial, another trial. If this information gets out, he may not get 35 years. He may get life with the possibility of parole. A lot of people that's on the right side of this, like myself, are wishing that he gets another trial. Just so this little boy could get life. Because that little bit of information could keep him in prison for life. It really could. And as it is right now, hell, he's looking at 17 years. He'll be in his 30s, maybe 40s or whatever, before he's eligible for parole. I think it's 17 years. And in Texas, what I heard, that your first 2 or 3 appeals, you ain't get it. So, I think they're taking a gamble, but they got a dream team, supposedly, with all this gifts and go money. And I'm going to end it with this. This gifts and go thing, gifts and go and maybe 1 or 2 others out there, it's beneficial for a lot of families. Family house burnt down, they do a gifts and go, they raise money, take care of some bills, build a new home. I understand that. But this right here is a grift. They have done it. Who else? The family in Mississippi, the mother and the stepfather, whoever, they've done it. And they have raised damn near millions. I want to say it's damn near $1 million, if not more. So this right, that ain't nothing but a grift, and somebody needs to listen. If people, stupid ass people, want to get their money, I don't care. It is what it is. You just gonna make people like Ben Crump and this Alexander character that's dealing with Carmelo Anthony. You just gonna make them millionaires. Maybe that's what you want. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just thought I'd share that news and be looking for the weekend edition of the high school football wrap up. And I appreciate you guys. I love you. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we keep him first. And I'll see you next time.